Hi, I'm Theo Gilbert-Jamison with Performance Solutions by Design, and throughout this series, I'm sharing key elements involved in getting to 90% customer satisfaction. And as I've advocated for quite some time, if you'd struggled for months, if not years, to attain this goal with no sustainable success, it might not be your fault. You see, there are a number of key elements involved in achieving and sustaining 90% or higher customer satisfaction. So let's start by focusing on the importance of senior leadership buy-in, alignment, and support, and how to gain it. Don't be mistaken. Few customer experience or service excellence initiatives are successful and sustainable without 100% leadership buy-in and alignment. Why? Because in growing organizations, there are so many competing priorities, like launching new technology, major building renovations, mergers and acquisitions, significant leadership team transitions, and system and process upgrades that constantly get in the way. And of course, competing priorities like these examples often lead to your entire customer experience initiative getting off track. So here are 6 imperatives to ensure your senior leadership team stays engaged, aligned, and focused on supporting your customer experience initiative for the long term. Number 1, share key statistics or data. Leaders love and heavily rely on good data, and it's typically a great common denominator in creating alignment. So let's take a look at some of the key statistics that I typically share that are most effective. Recent studies indicate that feeling unappreciated is the number 1 reason customers switch away from one product or service to another. And after just one negative experience, 51% of customers will never do business with the company again. And here are a couple of good ones. 77% of customers will recommend a friend after having a positive service experience, while also 69% of customers shop more with companies that offer consistently great customer service, both in person and online. And of course, companies that make the concerted effort to improve their customer experience also see employee engagement rates increase by an average of 20%. So bottom line, to build your credibility, whenever you have an opportunity to present to your senior leadership team, whether it's a preliminary presentation to get an initiative started or periodic updates, always have a few simple, relevant data points available to share that are industry and company specific. Number 2, quantify the return on investment. Being able to articulate with clarity the ROI of a customer experience initiative is also a great way to enhance senior leadership engagement. Examples might be determining the cost of doing nothing or the cost of nonconformance, or quantifying the cost savings and revenue increases due to reduction in customer complaints. Examples might be the number of refunds made due to customer dissatisfaction or cost savings due to employee retention. And there's also the lifetime value of a loyal customer. And here's another fantastic statistic. Increasing customer retention by just 10% could increase profits anywhere from 25 to 95%. Now, who wouldn't get on board with that? Number 3, clarify the benefits, which means it's also important that senior leaders are aligned with the advantages of implementing and sustaining a customer experience initiative. And here's a visual example I often use that's pretty effective. It simply reinforces that creating and sustaining a culture of excellence results in a stronger service culture, improved communication, expanded leadership capacity, improved employee engagement, and ultimately an enhanced customer experience. Number 4, address their needs. The easiest way to gain alignment and buy-in of senior leaders is to ensure their key business objectives and expectations are taken into consideration and that they become part of the foundation for your customer experience initiative. Questions you should ask to get this type of information include: what KPIs would help you determine the success of an initiative like this? In other words, how would you quantify success? Potential answers you should be looking for are increased customer satisfaction and loyalty, increased employee engagement and retention, fewer customer complaints, increased productivity, sales growth, and increased profitability. Another great question you might ask is, from their perspective, what should an exceptional customer experience look, sound, and feel like? Potential answers you should hear are things like, the place should always look spotless in high customer contact areas and behind the scenes. Employees should be professionally and properly attired at all times. Customers should always be acknowledged with a warm welcome. Telephone and electronic communication should meet the highest standards, and every customer should walk away feeling valued and appreciated. And here's one final example of a great question to help you pinpoint their specific needs. You should ask, what are some of the challenges that you feel are inhibiting the organization from raising the bar and consistently providing world-class customer experiences? And challenges they'll typically share are things like a lack of employee engagement, inconsistency in service, an inability to properly resolve customer problems and complaints, ineffective systems and processes, complacency of staff, and of course, those competing priorities. Number 5, clarify the role of senior leadership in driving excellence. Although you may be directly responsible for overseeing and leading the customer experience initiative, it's important that roles are clarified for everyone so there's no confusion, miscommunication, or misalignment. So here's a synopsis of what should be expected of your senior leadership team throughout the customer experience initiative. They should repeat and reinforce the importance of the initiative and what is expected of everyone in supporting it. They should make elevating the customer experience an organization-wide imperative, not just an initiative for hourly employees on the front line. And while your customer experience initiative might start as a pilot within a few departments, it should be with the intent to eventually launch it organization-wide. Senior leaders should add the customer experience initiative to the organizational strategic plan so it's measured as part of the company scorecard or dashboard. They are accountable for assigning a project owner, that might be you, to oversee the initiative and select a group of exemplary leaders and employees to be part of the customer experience champions team. They are expected to approve, endorse, champion, and support the supporting processes. And most of all, senior leaders should exemplify the actions and behaviors expected of everyone in driving excellence. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, be the change you want to see in others. And finally, number 6, to gain senior leadership buy-in and alignment, you must get them actively involved. Now, there are many ways that senior leaders can be actively engaged. All it takes is having your entire C-level team regularly and positively verbalize their support of the initiative. Share why it's important to the success of the organization and how they plan to play an active role. Publicly recognize the customer experience champions team whenever possible, making sure the team understands just how appreciated and valued their contributions are to the organization's success. We all know that when people are recognized and feel valued, they will move heaven and earth for you. And my last example of how senior leaders can be actively involved is by periodically requesting brief updates or status reports on how the initiative is going with measurable results that can help them gain greater perspective. So there you have it. 6 key elements that will ensure your senior leadership team is more aligned, engaged, and become greater champions in your success and goal of achieving and sustaining 90% customer satisfaction. And before I close, if you're not a member of our mastermind group, this is a great time to consider joining. because these are the types of challenges that we will help you overcome with rapid results. So if this is something that you're interested in, learning more about that is, contact me today by email to schedule an exploratory meeting. It would be a sincere pleasure to have you become a member of our mastermind group.